We're counting down and looking ahead, and on this New Year's Eve, we're bringing the party to you from Harrisburg
3
to Hershey and York. The News 8 team is live as the Susquehanna Valley waves goodbye to 2023 and hello to 2024.
This is coverage you can count on. WGAL News 8 at 11 starts now.
Well, welcome to News 8 at 11, New Year's Eve. I'm Michael Fuller, and I am so excited that you are joining us as we make our way into 2024. We've got team coverage to take you to some of the biggest events across the Susquehanna Valley tonight. Let's take a look. News 8 photojournalist Bobby Tuffarola, well, he visited York to learn more about the White Rose Drop and talk to the community about their New Year's resolutions. In Harrisburg, the strawberry will drop outside of the Hilton, and meteorologist TJ Springer will bring us the weather live from the party. And sports anchor Jacob Hall is live in Hershey with the raising of the Kiss and the best of the Susquehanna Valley sports in 2023. But let's begin in Harrisburg. News 8 TJ Springer is live downtown where the party is ramping up ahead of the big drop. TJ, I will tell you, I am jealous right now as the party is getting underway. How's it feeling, man?
Hey, Michael, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The party has been slowly ramping up, and a lot more people out here getting ready to enjoy what will soon be the strawberry dropping and us all ringing in a brand new year. The strawberry right in front of us here on 2nd Street, it's been closed. There's been a DJ. The music has been wonderful. It's just been bringing the vibe, the spirit of the season, so to speak. There was a glow party indoors just up the street here at City Hall. Free hot cocoa, a wonderful night unfolding as 2023 begins to wind to a close. We're also excited to see that big old strawberry rise and eventually fall to signal 2024 ringing in here across the valley. Of course, we'll have more on that, and we're so excited to talk a little more about that forecast too. Michael, just moments ago, we had some snowflakes coming down, so it fits the spirit of the season here in the capital city.
We love some festive snowflakes, and that is a big happening in Harrisburg, and you're there to cover it all, man. Thank you so much. And as we get ready for the new year, let's take a look at how far we are from some of the biggest dates in 2024. The first, we've all been looking forward to, the Farm Show. We're now just, 5 days, 8 hours, 20 minutes, and 32 seconds away from the largest agricultural event indoors. And it's right here in the Susquehanna Valley, and we will bring that farm show to you right here on WGAL. And the date we've already been talking about, the primary election. Pennsylvania will have our primary election on April 23rd, and that is 2024. Lawmakers have said this date should be earlier, and legislation has been proposed for some time, but as of now, the April date will stand. And another big one, the Paris Summer Olympics. This is the first Olympics in history to achieve gender parity, meaning there are the same number of female and male athletes competing. This game will also include 4 additional sports: break dancing, sport climbing, skateboarding, and surfing. We'll have coverage of those games coming up this summer. And now we're going to head on over to Dauphin County and the sweetest place on earth, where nothing is being dropped at midnight, but some sweets are definitely being raised. News 8's Jacob Hall joins us from Hershey to tell us about the celebration. Looks like a sweet time out there, Jacob.
Exactly, Michael. So this began at about 7:30, and as you can see, everybody's excited about 2024. Everybody excited? Yeah. So like I said, this event got started about 7:30. Music, bands, a bunch of fun here tonight. And so the Hershey Drop will, or the Hershey Rise rather, will begin at midnight, and it's the 19th year that this has happened. Earlier this week, we were able to get a preview as they tested the Kiss and just how much this means to the community.
There's nothing more iconic about Hershey than the Hershey's Kiss. So for 19 years, we have raised the Kiss as our own little nod to doing something a little different instead of dropping it. It's 300 pounds. It stays in a warehouse, safely tucked away for most of the year.
Around Thanksgiving, it comes out, it gets redone in our paint and sign shop, and then we also totally redo the winch mechanism and the controls to make sure everything works fine.
Happy New Year! after our team has fully shined it and made sure it's ready to go. And then it's just a great symbol of our town.
It is who we are. It's our symbol.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, you see this big crowd right behind me. Everybody's just really excited to ring in 2024. Michael, I'm going to send it back to you over to the studio.
Jacob, I told you earlier tonight that people wanted to see you. I'm so glad you're there. Thank you, ma'am. And we couldn't get to every celebration, so let's take a look at all the other things that are happening across the Susquehanna Valley. In Adams County, Gettysburg will raise Abraham Lincoln's stovepipe hat. This is a picture of the unfinished hat for the drop. It will be covered in black fabric and be decorated with lights. Now over to Cumberland County, Shippensburg is dropping the anchor, Mechanicsburg is dropping the wrench, and in Lower Allen Township, a 5-foot-tall pair of yellow pants will be dropped. Carlisle is dropping a 6-foot replica of the Hamilton restaurant's iconic Hachi dog at 9 p.m. And the Hamilton is the oldest operating restaurant in downtown. In Franklin County, earlier this evening, Chambersburg hosted the Martin's famous potato roll drop. In Lancaster County, Elizabethtown raised a star at 7 p.m. to coincide with midnight in their sister city, Letterkenny, Ireland. And in York County, Dillsburg will relish having the pickle drop at midnight, but the baby pickle drop, that happened at 7 o'clock this evening. And Hellam, they'll drop a shoe and they'll host a block party. Now over to Cumberland County today, the National Watch and Clock Museum celebrated New Year's a little early. 3, 2, 1. We love an indoor balloon drop, and the museum had a kickoff with family fun games and dancing. For the little ones who don't stay up until midnight, they dropped a balloon at noon.
Anytime that we can do something like this and everybody come together, that's what we do. We're just loving it.
Well, now over to Dauphin County, some Susquehanna Valley folks were ringing in the new year a bit earlier this afternoon.
2, 1. Happy New Year!
This is at the Hershey Story Museum, where kids were invited to pop bubbles by stomping on sheets of giant bubble wrap on the museum's patio.
It's a way for them to celebrate and ring in the new year without having to stay up late. Kids absolutely love it. There's a huge energy on our patio here during the day when we do these.
And the Hershey Story Museum takes visitors on a journey through Milton Hershey's life and the chocolate company, and it features many interactive experiences for kids. But let's head on over to York County now. You may recall we told you about the Red Rose drop being canceled in Lancaster, but York, well, they are still dropping the White Rose. It's being hosted by York Commissioner Michael Muldrow, and earlier this week he spoke to News 8 about how excited he was for the drop.
So to be able to come down here, to be able to celebrate with my wife and be part of that, to just be able to stand on the stage in front of thousands of people and just say thank you, I'm excited.
And there was also a daytime version of the event for little ones with the ball drop at 1 p.m. That's exciting. And this afternoon, News 8 photojournalist Bobby Tuffarolo actually headed to York to talk to the community about their 2024. Let's take a look at this.
Something that I really enjoyed this year was being able to spend time with my friends and my family. Something new for me is I'm getting to move into a new apartment, so new, fresh beginnings for this year.
I'm really grateful actually for the opportunity to just start a new year and to say that last year had its things, but now this year, like, we get a clean slate and have some introspection.
I'm very optimistic this year. I got a new job. I work for West Manchester Township. I love the job.
Oh, I finished my bachelor's degree in nursing. I want to learn how to swim. Right? I don't know how to swim. I want to learn how to swim and just spend time with my family. I've been very busy for the past years, and I'm looking forward to spending time with my husband and my kid.
I want to ride my bicycle more, and overall I just want to try to, encourage people to unify. I mean, once we realize that we have more in common than we have separating us, we can start making decisions.
And what's your New Year's resolution for 2024? I got a post out there, so head on over to my Facebook page and let me know. Now let's take a trip around the globe as we look at how those who are already in 2024 rang in the new year. Here we got to look at Taiwan, Hong Kong, Sydney, and New Zealand. New Zealanders and Australians were actually among the first in the world to celebrate the arrival of the new year. And those in New Zealand saw a fireworks display with over 1,000 pounds of pyrotechnics. And another upcoming change, nearly half of all U.S. states will increase their minimum wage in 2024. So 22 states across the country are raising their minimum wage as of January 1st. Now on the East Coast, that includes New York, Ohio, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Maryland. Delaware specifically will have a large jump going up $2 to $13.75. Now Washington will have the highest minimum wage of the states at $16.28. But the technical highest minimum wage comes from D.C., where it is $17.05, and it will be raised again in July. No good news for us in Pennsylvania, though, yet. The House of Representatives has passed a bill to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2026, but it hasn't passed in the Senate. For now, the wage continues to be one of the lowest at $7.25. And coming up on News 8 at 11, our team coverage of New Year's Eve in the Susquehanna Valley continues. We'll get a look at the forecast live from Harrisburg's Strawberry Drop. But first, here's a look at tonight's lottery numbers.
You're watching WGAL News 8.
Welcome back to News 8 New Year's Eve. Let's take another look at our countdown to midnight. We can see that we are less than 20 minutes away from the start of the new year. 10 minutes exactly. But before we get back into the party, let's take a look at some of our news from the day. And, oh, well, I see TJ Springer there. But we're going to head on over to some of our news of the day. In Lancaster County, fire crews were called to an industrial building fire just after 5 this morning. It happened at the Burnham U.S. Boiler on Company Fruitville Pike. Manheim Township Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Little says the call came in as an automatic alarm, and when crews arrived, there was smoke coming from the roof. Little also said the fire was in a machine manufacturing room and no one was in the building at the time due to the holiday. The fire was under control just before 7 and the cause is still under the investigation. Well, now over to Harrisburg, where community members gathered to call for the end of the Israel-Hamas war, but in a non-traditional way. Carolers stood on the steps of the Capitol and sang traditional Christmas carols to call for a ceasefire in Gaza and an end to anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. They're hoping this will encourage local leaders to take action toward a future of peace and safety for all people in Palestine and Israel.
We are calling for a permanent ceasefire, for a free Palestine, for an end to the occupation, and for an ending to the violence. We don't want any more bombs on any more children.
And over 24,000 people have been killed since the war began. The carolers are hoping this will call attention to the issue and push leaders to sign the ceasefire now resolution authored by Representative Cori Bush. And now let's head back over to Harrisburg. The party is almost at its peak, and meteorologist TJ Springer is not only preparing us to jump into the new year, but he's also preparing us for the forecast for the next few days. What's going on, TJ?
Hey, Michael. Yeah, the party really getting underway. We have a huge crowd here behind me on 2nd Street. They just raised the strawberry up. So that's a good sign that 2024 is almost here. It's been a raw night. It's been a damp night. That is not, helping anybody stay away from the party, so to speak. So talking about the party, we'll talk about that a little bit more, but let's talk about that forecast as you hit on. And we want to go back and take a little look-see through 2023. In fact, our hottest day all the way back in September, 97 degrees. And that was kind of, late in the year. That was actually after the start of meteorological fall. Our coldest night, 14, back in early February. And our most rain, about 2 1/3 of an inch, that fell in November, not that long ago. It was a rainy stretch for us. And then we had some drier conditions that kind of preceded that. Our most snow, 3 inches all the way back in January. I remember that day. I was out in it. We haven't had any since then, at least any measurable snow out at Harrisburg International. There's a live look at Live Local Late and the Storm Team Live Radar Network. We're seeing the rain showers and the snow showers. It was actually just snowing out here not too long ago. It's since lit up, still a little bit of light showery activity, but we had some flakes. They were pretty large for a little while before the precipitation started to taper just a little bit. Now it's all thanks to this Clipper system that is moving in, and that's been the case through the last really 12 to 24 hours. We can see the Storm Team Live Radar Network showing a fair amount of moisture with this. Not a ton, but just enough to make things a little more wintry out here, a little raw. So you'll definitely want to bundle up. We're expecting temperatures right here in the capital city, right around 38 degrees as that strawberry begins to fall a little bit later on in now just about 7 minutes, which is really hard to believe. Now tonight, the Newsday Storm Team 10-day forecast, we're expecting readings back in the mid to upper 30s. Patchy fog is a possibility, so if you are getting out overnight, traveling back, you may want to be aware of that for sure. Tomorrow morning, some sprinkles, some lingering flurries, still a possibility, and it looks like that's going to be the case for the afternoon as well. So dress warmly if you're heading out for maybe a bite to eat on New Year's Day. Low to middle 40s, and it looks like those conditions, the somewhat seasonable conditions, are going to hold as we get closer and closer to the first full week of the new year. Now as we head into the latter half of the week, we are tracking a storm system that we're going to be keeping tabs on. Today we hit 45. Our low was 41. Not a big change in our conditions in terms of our temperatures. But as we head through the forecast, that's when we're going to start to see temperatures cooling down. And with that, that's where we're going to have some more snow chances. So Thursday, we're going to have the potential for some snow showers, and then another storm that really bears some watching late Saturday into Sundays, where we could have a fair amount of snow coming down. Still about a week away, but it's something we're going to be watching closely as we head into the first full weekend of the new year.
Information to know, TJ, and let us know what we're all wondering. How is that party going, man?
Hey, the DJ, Michael, it is a party out here. The vibe is great. Again, a ton of people. 2nd Street is packed. The strawberry is atop the Hilton, and now the countdown begins. We're all excited here in the capital city to ring in 2024.
The countdown to 2024 is on. Thank you, my man. We truly appreciate it. Now, before we hit midnight, let's take a look at several new laws to the Commonwealth. First, there will be an update to the state's dog law, which will now require dogs to be licensed at the time they're being bought or adopted. Also in the new year, porch pirating can now be considered a felony depending on the number of offenses and the value of what's stolen. There will also be new probation reform, which will require mandatory probation review conferences after 2 years or 50% end of the sentence. Another new law will make it easier for growers to sell medical marijuana through a process with Pennsylvania's Department of Health. And still to come on News 8 at 11 New Year's Eve, we're headed back to Hershey, where Jacob Hall will take us through some of the best moments in sports from 2023. We'll be right back.
Now, WGAL News 8 Sports, powered by Xfinity Mobile.
Well, now we're just moments away from the calendar change. Let's take it to New York City for the countdown. If you take a look here, you could see that is the ball in Times Square. Absolutely beautiful. We know that there's a party happening there right now, and we know that we're just moments away from that ball dropping down. We're going to be entering right into 2024, the new year. I'm sure parties across the valley right now are bumping. What we want to do is come on back and check up on the strawberry drop in Harrisburg with T.J. Springer. He's out there right now. Well, actually, we're just taking a look at this because it's coming down right now. Wow. We are looking live at Times Square as the ball is dropping in the current moment. Oh, now we're taking a live look at the strawberry drop. TJ?
Michael, the party is happening. The strawberry is coming down. We are so close to 2024. The energy is so hyped right now. We're ready. We're here. We're almost at the clock striking midnight. There are a ton of people out here. All right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! TJ Springer!
It is electric out here. Electric. We are so happy to be out here celebrating a brand new year in the capital city. And it has been so great. Hey.
Happy New Year!
What?
We are live on 2nd Street right now.
There it is.
Fireworks and all, man. I can tell everyone's so excited to ring in the new year and to do it with you, Mr. Springer. Happy New Year to you, my man.
Thank you, Michael. Right back at you. It has been a wonderful start to 2024. Can only go up from here.
Absolutely, man. And we're going to throw it on over to Jacob, who's celebrating the new year in Hershey, the sweetest place on earth. Jacob, how's it looking there, man?
Hey there, Michael. Similar to TJ over in Harrisburg, the excitement was awesome here in Hershey as the KISS was raised right behind me. The fireworks are going off right now. I'm going to have our photojournalist Bobby Tuffarello look at the KISS right now. It's up there like 300 feet in the air, just ringing in the new year 2024. Just exciting times out in Hershey. They're playing Party in the USA. The band is going. The fireworks are going off. Just a really fun time out here in Hershey, Michael. Just awesome. Same thing that TJ was over in Harrisburg, but I'm going to send it over back to you in the studio.
Well, Jacob, I will tell you right now, we know that there's been a lot of big events that are actually happening across the Susquehanna Valley. We know this is one big one tonight, but we know that there's been so many big events that have happened over the time with sports. And here at WGAL, we know one of those big events, the Hershey Tennis Steel Football. And again, Jacob Hall, we want to take it back out to you because we want to see the sports package. We're going to send that on over to sports.
2023 has been a year where history was made and championship trophies were won for individual athletes and teams at all levels across the Susquehanna Valley. It all began back in March with the Lancaster Mennonite boys basketball team. The Blazers beat Aliquippa in the 2A state championship at the Giant Center. It was their first state title in program history.
It's great for the program. Like I grew up in the system. My coach, Coach Sheftroff, was pretty much the coach. He had 400 some wins over his years, and he made a program with lots of strength in it. And I just kind of built on what he's done.
Also in March, multiple wrestlers won individual state championships as well. Northern Lebanon sophomore Aaron Seidel won his second straight 2A title in the 107-pound weight class.
And I've always wanted to be state champ since I was little, and I'm very grateful for it.
Then in the 285-pound weight class, Bishop McDevitt senior Riley Robel also took home his second straight 2A state championship medal. History was made in the month of May when the PIAA unanimously approved girls wrestling to be sanctioned as an official sport. Pennsylvania became the 39th state to do so, and the vote was the result of years of hard work from both the athletes and coaches around the state.
To me, this has been extremely important, and it's really been about equity and providing the same opportunities for our girls that we do our boys.
On the tennis courts at the Hershey Racquet Club, Lancaster Country Days boys tennis team wrapped up a perfect season with their first ever 2A state championship. The Cougars also had some success in the doubles as Freddie Bloom and Michael Georgelis won in straight sets to take home state gold medals. Palmyra twins Aiden and Tyler Mahaffey repeated as state champions in 3A doubles. The juniors will go for a three-peat in the spring of 2024. Multiple state champions were crowned in the month of June, including the Northern York softball team, who beat Shaler 3-2 in extra innings to win their first ever 5A state title. On the very same day, Lower Dauphin continued their dominance in boys volleyball, winning the 2A state championship for the third straight year. The Falcons finished the season with a perfect 23-0 record, and they're the first sports team in school history to win 3 state titles in a row. At the end of June, the Hershey Bears won the 12th Calder Cup in franchise history over the Coachella Valley Firebirds, in the process becoming just the 4th road team to win Game 7 of the Calder Cup Finals.
It's just unbelievable. You look at the rafters at the Giant Center, you see like all the great guys that have been through there, all the championships, and think about we're going to be up there for the rest of our lives. It's something special. In
October, the Lancaster Barnstormers clinched their second consecutive Atlantic League championship with a 7-1 win over the Gastonia Honey Hunters. And Lancaster joined Long Island, York, and Somerset as the only Atlantic League teams to win back-to-back championships. It took Camp Hill double overtime to win the 2A Boys State Soccer Championship in November. The game-winning goal came on a corner kick where senior Richard Lutkins gave the Lions their first state title since 2017. Then finally in December, Steel High was the only District 3 team left playing for a state championship, and they beat Fort Cherry 42-8 to win their second consecutive 1A state championship and the third in the last 4 seasons. Now it's time to turn the page to 2024.
Definitely a lot of great moments there. Well, thank you for watching News 8 at 11 New Year's Eve. Wishing you and your loved ones nothing but a prosperous and peaceful and joyous 2024. We'll be back tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 for News 8 Today. Be safe out there. Have a great night and Happy New Year, everybody.